Welcome back to Hard Hitting Questions, a show that hurts to watch. Today, we're here with Alexi.
Got every one of those. Oh, flight knee. Oh, nasty right hand again. Away. Can it keep the jab? Alexei Pergande for the first round.
All right, awesome. All right, round one.
Ready?
Here we go. Let's go. All right, you started MMA at 7. What was the earliest evidence you're gonna be a pro fighter?
Definitely my dad. He taught a lot, and we kind of grew into it. Me and my brother started training together. Yeah, it was just kind of like a natural thing. My dad wanted us to know how to defend ourselves and know how to fight, so.
Was he trying to push you in that direction to compete professionally one day?
I think he definitely had a big push in me competing, but my brother didn't really like that path. Ooh, that leg's gonna get sore, man. I kind of stuck with it and kept competing. That was my path.
What's the earliest mistake you see in a lot of young MMA fighters' careers?
Maybe sparring too hard, starting off too early, sparring like really hard. And I mean, it's not really their fault. Sometimes, like in America, the coaches aren't the greatest.
Are you guilty of that mistake as well? Sparring too hard?
I am. I used to spar really hard, but I got a little more control now.
What's the best thing that your TikTok exposure has done for you?
Oh man, my TikTok has done so much good things for me. The fan base, like the amount of people that I feel like I get to teach on a daily basis that I inspired. So for me, like inspiring the younger people that are trying to start MMA, start their martial arts journey, like it's really awesome to be able to do that. Oh, nope, not today.
How do you avoid burnout in a sport that, you know, you're training so much all the time?
It's really just being able to talk to your own body. I guess that comes with experience. You gotta train hard, but recover harder. You just gotta be able to pace yourself and know when to take a chill day, recover.
What's the most you've been like pushed to almost quitting? Have you even considered it?
I wouldn't say I considered quitting. There's definitely times where I felt discouraged and like times where I was like, man, what am I doing here, you know? I feel like I'm not getting any better, but I feel like there's been doubts, but I don't feel like there's ever been a time where I'm like, shit, dude, I need to quit, you know?
Oh my gosh, can I see the next one?
Uh-oh.
Were you nervous to move to Florida at all?
Definitely, dude. That was my first big move. Yeah, I was moved here with my girlfriend at the time, and she was very supportive of the move, and she helped me a lot through like financially and physically and emotionally. But yeah, it's always a scary move when you're like a young 19-year-old kid making a big move away from your parents for the first time.
What's the biggest game-changing tip you've got from high-level training?
Calm and composure when you're tired is probably the biggest thing I learned from a lot of professionals. It's like when you're breathing hard, like just scream at yourself in your brain, like, I'm not tired, and don't get all loosey-goosey. And
I don't think it's working right now. What's your biggest sparring pet peeve?
You know, I was actually thinking about this. My biggest sparring pet peeve is when people talk during sparring. This is your thing, and I think it's fucking awesome, but like when people talk on a regular daily basis, just like to talk,
I feel like it's really hard because everyone here is so hard working in this profession. It's like, how do you outwork everyone who's a grinder, you know?
Yeah, consistency. People think there's like a magic sauce or like a secret to winning and being the best in the world, but you gotta think like all these high level guys that I watched on TV growing up, looked up to, all of these guys are literally normal human beings, you know? They just decide to show up when they lose, when they're at their worst.
If you weren't fighting, it didn't exist, what 9 to 5 would you be working?
Oh man, that's a tough question because I hate 9 to 5s. That was like one of the biggest things as a kid. I was like, dude, I'm never ever gonna work a 9 to 5.
Oh my God.
You know?
You kind of seem like you'd be an entrepreneur, to be honest.
Maybe I'd be like some sort of like influencer, you know?
Do you think fighting's the hardest profession?
Oh, it's one of the toughest in the world, and people don't understand the mental and physical.
You're telling me it's harder than a sales job, right?
100%.
Would you make a cold call right now? No.
I do a cold call, but I do good at it? No. Would I get used to it? Yeah. With consistency. I think that's everything with consistency, you know? You gotta be consistent on what you do, and eventually you're gonna end up being good, you know?
Oh, round one. Excuse me. All right, round 2.
All right, let's go, dude.
Who's leveled up your game the most out of all the pros you've trained with?
There's been so many people that helped me. I would say Michael Chandler had a big part in it because that's the reason I'm kind of here and moved to Florida. Ian Gary and Paul Hughes were two of the biggest guys that kind of helped me a lot, especially Paul Hughes. I've been out to Dubai with him a few times, and He's been like almost like a mentor to me.
With Michael Chandler, you're tight with him, obviously. So when he beasts with somebody, if it's someone you like, because he fights all the big guys like Poirier, Gaethje, and like if he beasts with one of them, you just gotta auto side with him.
Kinda, yeah. I'm always on his side. I mean, he's my teammate, he's my guy, so there's never a reason that I'm gonna be against him. But I don't like drama and beef, so I just, you know, I'm always on the neutral side, I guess.
So if you had to take someone from scratch and make them to go 1-0 pro, how long would it take you as a coach?
Scratch like nothing ever before. Minari roll. If they haven't done anything athletically in their life, I'll definitely build them up in amateur for at least 2 years probably. And then after that, I could probably risk it.
What's something you underestimated about becoming a pro?
The amount of mental pressure there is compared to amateur, because you're going out there and you're fighting for your livelihood, you know? You want to get that extra bonus money, you want to get paid, and just a lot more pressure because, you know, like for example for me, like I fight on television and it's like, there's a lot more stakes on the line, I guess.
What do you cut, like 30 pounds?
Yeah, like 25 around.
You think that number will go up as like science gets better, people will start cutting like 40, 50 pounds?
Probably not. I think it's like over 30, like no one should be cutting over 30 in my opinion, but to each their own.
If the sport was life or death, would you still do it? Like winner lives, loser dies in the ring.
Oh man, like the gladiators, huh?
Yeah.
I feel like for some reason I would, but who knows? Maybe I would. That's a good body shot.
What's the biggest difference in like high level training from like a local mom and pop kickboxing?
Just the amount of insight, and you're not really allowed to make mistakes too much, especially in like sparring and stuff like that. The pros always see kind of like what you do and how you do it, so I think that's like the biggest thing for sure.
Oh my God.
The what?
Most valuable mistake you've made?
Valuable mistake. Probably taking a lot of risks. When I was getting ready for my first pro debut, I injured my shoulder really bad, my AC joint, and I was out for 4 months. And then my manager hit me up and he was like, hey man, we gotta fight for PFL. And I was like, I don't know if I'm ready to fight for such a big promotion. And he was like, nah, we gotta do it. And he was like, this might be the only time you get to fight for such a high level promotion, debuts only. And I took that risk and it paid off so much now, you know. A few years later, I'm undefeated with the PFL, living my best life.
What's the harshest advice you've got?
Harshest advice? It's probably been all from my dad.
Do you think you'll instill that same thing across your kids? Or?
I don't know if I want my kids to fight, we'll see. I want them to know how to defend themselves, but fighting professionally is just such a different aspect in the game. Like,
what would you start them with, boxing, wrestling?
So I started boxing and wrestling at the exact same time. Actually, that's a lie. My very first thing was jiu-jitsu at 7. I did jiu-jitsu from like 7 to 8.
Oh.
And then after that, I started wrestling in the winter, boxing in the summer. That's kind of how my journey started.
I'm calling the round.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good round.
Damn.
I think it always helps. For example, like Paul Hughes, he has a team with him since he was like very young. Basically like father figures in a way. His coaches are like so close to him that he can ask them anything. You know, they're gonna be there in a second and they're gonna help him. So I think building relationships and closeness is probably the best thing to do as a fighter. So.
Well, let's get the third round. Third round go. We'll see if these stay on. Round 3. What do you have the most in common with your non-fighting friends?
Those I have very few. I have my friend that used to wrestle back at home in Tennessee, but I don't really know. I just like honest people that are always going to be honest with me and I can be honest with them. I guess that's kind of friends that I like. There's always just me and my brother for most of the time, and a few of my wrestling friends, wrestling teammates, kind of the only people I'll be close with.
How'd you have wrestling teammates at homeschool? Was that your brother?
So homeschoolers could compete in public school sports, and then for a year they banned that. I was devastated, dude. And then they brought that rule back where you could, and then I joined a different team, and yeah, basically all my friends were teammates. I went to school. I was always the oddball out though, the homeschooled kid that just showed up for practice.
What was you think the biggest difference in coming to a place like this from homeschool versus other people who maybe were like public school, private school, or did it not matter?
I don't think it mattered. I almost felt like I had an advantage. I could wake up later than them, you know, I could take care of my body better than them, and obviously I could train more than them, you know.
What are your biggest hobbies outside of fighting? I have nothing to do.
Probably video games. Video games, just hanging out with my fiance, getting to reading books a little bit more, making my relationship closer with God. Oh, we didn't expect that one.
Did you have the fence?
Yeah, I go to church every weekend and I feel like having that peace. He thinks he's desperate for you. Uh-oh. Don't forget it. Come on, dude. His arms are gonna burn out.
WWPD. What boy they do?
Let's go, come on.
But technically he didn't finish these, so what's the most fun fighter to hang out with?
Oh, damn it. Oh, man. A fighter that was really fun to hang out with is definitely Justin Gaethje. He's just like, he's like a guy that doesn't really care about your status or who you really are. He's just gonna be really friendly with you regardless. We even went to his house with Kamaru and just like chilled and hanged out. He's just like a bro, you know, he's super cool.
What do you guys do? Do you guys like talk about fighting? Like, can you help it? Or like, do you talk about anything else? Like,
It's about daily life. Oh! He hit it!
above the cut.
We talked about a lot of stuff, but fighting was definitely one of the main topics.
What's the least intimidating thing about you?
About me, I feel like I'm super nice outside.
Oh no.
Uh-oh, he didn't let me get it. I'm super nice to people on the outside, and no one really expects that I fight. I feel like I have to get in a different mode when I'm fighting.
Oh.
Come on, dude. You guys
All right, so
up.
I feel like I'm missing something. You're 7-0.
Yep,
You got a great following. You're at a very reputable gym.
yep.
Why aren't you in the UFC?
Man, I love PFL so much. They're taking care of me, and they've been really nice to me, and I've been with them since my very first fight. So I got nowhere to rush, nowhere to even get this takedown.
Oh, that's $5.
Stay up on top.
If I give you a remote and you could rewind, pause, or fast forward your life, what are you doing?
Definitely pause. I love living in the moment and just taking one step at a time. Like, I don't really think about the future and the past. Like, and sometimes my fiance gets mad at me because I don't plan stuff until the last minute because I was so in the moment.
Do you get nervous at all outside of fighting?
Outside of fighting, not really, unless my family's in danger, my fiance's in danger.
Fair enough.
That's the only time I would really get nervous.
Were you nervous about the question?
Oh yeah, that for sure. I was very nervous when I was proposing, and I was like planning this whole day with her family, but her family was so nice and supportive about it and helped me.
How'd you do it?
I set up like in her grandpa's backyard, actually where we're getting married too. I
Nice.
set up like these rose petals and tiki torches all the way down in the path, and I was just standing at the very end with the ring.
You get nervous about anything? Do you feel like you want that emotion outside of the ring?
Sometimes. I almost always tell my fiance, like, I live at 50% of my life, but like when I get in the cage, I'm like ultra senses, like 100%, but I'm just a chill guy. I don't like doing much or fighting or being violent outside of fighting, so.
Oh, that's around. You rate a bunch of gear online?
I do.
What does my drip say about
All right,
me?
all right,
We
all
got-
right. So these are my gloves, these don't count, all right? So
we go.
shirt, that's a 6 shirt. Wait, let me see what in the back. I'm gonna give the shirt like let's give it an 8.5. The shorts, not, what do the top of them look like? A solid 6. And then
Right.
the gloves, I was actually eyeing the gloves. These are actually pretty nice. These rival gloves, these might save your whole thing. I mean, you're not really color coordinated. I think your hands should be pretty solid and pretty sharp if you're wearing these. So
I'm doing those
These
as a
are like
service.
a solid 9, dude. 9
Okay.
and a half maybe. These will bump up your score a
Well,
lot.
I won't tell you I got slip-on shin guards in. No, we're going bare bones today. John Bones. Yeah.
Bro, you got slip-ons? That's a disgrace.
Here we go.
All right, let's go, bro.
Earlier we were talking about your Russian heritage. If MMA was in the Olympics, would you compete for USA or Russia?
Ah, man, wherever I could get, to be honest. If like USA didn't work out, I'd get beat up in the USA, I'll just be like, hey, I'm Russian now.
I got a question in Russian for you.
Okay.
Okay. Какой у меня пояс, как ты думаешь?
Какой у тебя пояс? Какой у тебя
I
пояс?
don't got the translation.
Okay, I think you're saying what belt are you?
Yes.
Say you're a blue belt. You got like some decent jiu-jitsu.
Right on the line. As long as I didn't get white there. All right, would you rather get beers with a kickboxing enthusiast or a jiu-jitsu enthusiast?
Jiu-jitsu, because they're crazy as shit, dude. Jiu-jitsu guys, like a lot of the higher belts I've met, they've all been like crazy and like outgoing. A lot of kickboxing guys are pretty boring, I'd say. Yeah, definitely jiu-jitsu. This guy going for leg locks again. Oh no. Come on, dude. Oh no. See, you know your defense, kinda.
Okay. What's something you wish more people knew about you?
Probably that speak.
Oh, you got blood on your shirt, dude.
Oh no, you not get me. This guy thinks he can get me. I watched your videos, dude. I've done my research. I've already film studied you, dude. What do you think this is?
Who was sparring just to get you? Like,
Oh, dude,
good
I was like scared, bro. Because you know how he fights, bro. He's a car crash, right? And I was like, bro, this guy's about to like light me up. So I brought like headgear. I was like, dude, I'm about to get lit up. But then this is the nicest guy. He had so much control. He was going a good pace, but he had so much control and so much respect. And I was like, dude, this is awesome.
what legacy do you think you'll leave after fighting?
I think I want to start coaching after. I love coaching. I love teaching people.
You take me on as a client?
You're in the top list, bro. To Michigan.
Fuck. All right, give me one thing, last question, to leave today with, but wake up a better fighter tomorrow. Something I did today that you would fix.
Like your technique was?
Yeah, or anything. Give me a game tip where I wake up tomorrow, I'm better than I was today.
Don't think of it as like, I need to get better now. Think of it as every single day that you train, it's like building like Tetris blocks, like one at a time, you know, you just keep building up, and like the more you come in here, there's gonna be times where you're like, dude, I hate training. There's gonna be times where like, dude, I suck, why am I even doing this? And I've had those moments so much, and no matter like how bad you're struggling, like mentally or physically, if you know how to show back up and know how to be persistent at what you do, and I think that goes for everything in life, you know?
You're gonna hate this response. Just give me a move right now.
This is the special signature Pergande backflip.
Oh, bro.
This is the move he's learning today, all right? So when someone gets in that single leg, all right, you jack them up, and you get them high, right? So if they're around the knee, you're not gonna hit this backflip, okay? So what you want is you wanna create distance, all right? So I post on the head and I pull back. So soon, if he scoops under, that's even better for me, but some people hold it under the armpit too, right? But you can do it from either one, okay? So go ahead and scoop it just so it'll be easier, right? So he scoops it. So now all I gotta do is just be an athlete and go. So I load up. I like to go catch myself with my hands just in case, but you can also just do a backflip if you're crazy like that. Make sure you don't break your neck. I'm not responsible for if you guys break your neck, all right? So I'm here, I load up, and I flip out.
And everyone can do a backflip. Nothing with athleticism.
Wait.
You just not gotta be a bitch.
You wanna try?
We'll cut the camera, we'll do it. 'Cause I don't wanna, let me just feel like,
Okay,
I'm not gonna
okay.
do it. I'm not,
So,
here? Yeah, no way. Fuck that, no. I could do the Rolling Thunder.
Oh, the just engage.
That was it, good interview. It was, dude, well, thank you, that was good.
Thank you so much, bro.
You did great. Thank you for sparing the time, and I hope you had a good time too.
Such an awesome interview. Like, this is so like unique and good, and it's awesome seeing you from like when I was training you like a year ago to like you doing this, building your own personal brand.
So hopefully we can help each other out. You helped me today a lot, so if there's anything I can do for you, let me know. But oh, you got the whoop on too?
Of course.
Dude,
yeah,
what zone were we in?
I got checked. I probably wasn't.
I was in 5. Yeah.